Brian, of a big fight like this, a lot is always made about the cornermen. In this stage, in this level of the fight game, how much does the corner play a part in who wins Saturday night?
It plays a big part due to the fact that you got to watch your fighter, making sure your fighter's doing, what y'all worked on in camp. He might be doing it, but then he might not be doing it in the right fashion. So that's where the corner come in at, to tweak him here, tweak him there.
Why does Terence seem to get better as the fight goes on? Is that him making adjustments off what his opponent does, or him just catching his own rhythm?
That's just him just growing as a fighter, starting to understand the game just a little bit more, inside the ring and outside of the ring. He understands the magnitude of knockouts. He understands the magnitude of the fighter that he's fighting, and he also understands the magnitude of the fight. So when you get a fighter like that understands the whole surroundings, that's a damn good fighter.
He's a great counterpuncher, but would it be selling Terence short to just call him a counterpuncher?
Yeah, it will be selling him short, because he can lead, he can get you to lead, so he can counterpunch. So, hey, that's the way he is sometimes.
What will be the biggest challenge to fight against Postol?
We don't know yet until we really actually get in there. It looked good on paper, 28-0 and 28-0, for the TVs and fans. But you actually won't see the challenge until you actually get in there. He said he got a really great jab, but we've been working on things in camp to where you could take away the jab, and that might be his greatest assets. And then you take that away, then what else he's going to do? Hold. So.
Did you break down a lot of tape of Postol for this fight?
Oh yeah, I watched a lot of tape. I saw Diego's and Red Spikes. We studied Postol. We know his ins, we know his outs. The way he liked to move. We know the way he don't like to move. Certain punches he liked to throw, when he liked to throw them, how he liked to throw them. So, I know him pretty well.
If you had to kind of grade him, does he impress you, or nothing too special?
I put him on the same page as Ricky Burns.
Do you have to fight on the inside to take away that jab?
No, you don't got to fight on the inside. You could take away his jab with a double jab. You could take away his jab with a feint. You can take away his jab with a right hand. He got a good jab. But is it fast? Is it ultimately fast? No. So counter it. So there's a lot of different ways you can take away his jab.
Postol's taller, but Freddie even said he thinks Terence has a longer reach than him. So I don't think that advantage is going to be there for him like people think.
If you really look at Postol, when the fight starts settling down, he widened his stance, so he kind of pretty much even out to where Terence is level at. So I wouldn't give him the height advantage, only if you know how to use it.
Freddie conceived that speed is going to be the biggest problem for his guy. Is Terence going to be too fast in there for Postol?
I mean, I'm sure Terence is going to use that speed, but it all depends on how Postol take it. If he backs up, or if he feint and try to get Terence to lead and then catch his punches or something like that. So, really going on until you get in there.
What kind of puncher is Terence? Do you think he gets the stoppage Saturday night?
I'm not going to predict that he get a stoppage. I just want to tell y'all he ready to go 20 rounds. So that's 10 rounds, 20 rounds. 10 plus 10 is 20. So then you want to cut it down a little bit, then 7.
Is this HBO pay-per-view, headlining the HBO pay-per-view, is that an achievement on its own, considering how far Crawford has come in the sense of Omaha, Nebraska? There isn't much.
Well, when you think about it, I was thinking about it the other day. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Terence is the only black fighter that goes to pay-per-view after Mayweather or even around the Mayweather time.
There's Bradley.
Or Bradley. Well, the headline, you got a headline. Yeah. So that is an accomplishment in itself. This is where you can tell your true fans.
Do you guys reflect on that? The community, do they, when they go to the gym or they see Crawford training, how's that reaction?
The community, the support is there. You'll see here at Fight Night come. I'm expecting at least 6,000-7,000 fans from Omaha to come out. Just like they came out in his last fight in New York. So A lot of people tell me it's cheaper to get here and it's way more funner. So we'll see.
Is that why I heard you say about the MGM at the press conference, the start of a long relationship?
Exactly.
You want to have a lot more
Long.
fights here?
Oh, exactly. You know, exactly.
No state tax either?
Wow. That's good too.
He's becoming like the standard bearer for American fighters now, really, isn't he? With Floyd gone, he's the guy.
Well, yeah, he accepts that. He accepts the role that to be the next pay-per-view star, the next black pay-per-view star, the next black American pay-per-view star, the next American pay-per-view star. So he accepts that, and I like the way he's grasping onto it because you can see the change in his training. He excelled this camp. He actually push the coaches. He always push us, but he kind of push us a little bit more to lose a little weight. Some coaches only come in for the hour of the training session of the day, but Terence requires from the time he gets up and eat breakfast to the time he goes to bed, that all his coaches be there. So that's a challenging in itself. And then also at the same time, we all also got other guys in camp, smaller guys, the guys is with the 4-0 and 5-0. So, they watch him and we train them and then our focus still got to be on Terence. And, so training camp is always intense, especially this camp.
What are the challenges of being a black American star? Because, somebody like Canelo has a country behind him, or Pacquiao has a country behind him. So how does Crawford accomplish that without having to go the Mayweather route?
You don't think about it. Just do it. Just go ahead and go out there and fight your fight. Keep yourself composed at all times. Be professional at all times, inside of the ring, outside of the ring. That helps. That helps with your demeanor, your character, and then we hope that the American fans or the casual fans or the uncasual fans can start grasping on to Terence. So, he don't go out there and say, "Hey, look at me, I'm a black American star." He don't do all that. He just go in there, handle business, take care of his business outside the ring, take care of his family, take care of the gym, and just be a community activist in the community and just live his life.
Now, he doesn't really sell fights. He doesn't talk to sell fights like guys like Mayweather, Adrian, Broner does. When you see guys like that, you see guys like Terence Crawford, do you think it's a little bit more of an uphill battle because he has to talk with his hands more than anything else?
I don't look at it as an uphill battle because most guys like that talks a lot of trash, they don't last. Their careers don't last that long, or they got 1 or 2 losses on their record, or they looking for a payday. With boxing, with Terence is, get in the ring, handle his business, and he leave the shit talking to me, maybe Red Spikes, or Saul ain't gonna never say nothing, but he don't need to do that, and I don't think it's nothing that he will ever do, because he got a fire underneath him.
So when people say, excuse me, so when people say he could possibly be the next Mayweather or this and that, do you feel that that's a positive, or how do you take to that when they say, "Oh, the next Mayweather"?
When I hear they say he could be the next Mayweather, I'm looking at it as a dollar sign. That's the only way you can look at it, because he's not gonna put himself out there like he's a villain, So that's the only way you look at it. Okay, if he can make $800 million in what did he say, like 4 years or something like that, I'm sure Terence can too.
How do you feel about Crawford? Where do you feel he falls in lines amongst the up-and-coming other African-American fighters like Andre Ward and Thurman? It looks like they're not too far from headlining their own pay-per-view. And where do you feel his skill and overall potential falls in line with them, with Ward and Thurman's?
I think I really believe in my heart that Crawford's skills and his ability to box and seeing that he's headlining the pay-per-view show. I believe in my heart that he's either 1 or 2 and next to Andre Ward. Ward's gonna be doing the pay-per-view show here pretty soon, so, and he's accomplished a lot of things in boxing. Gold medalist, cleared out the division, won the Super 6. I mean, you can't ask for a better person to stand next to and compare yourself to.
So you would say that maybe Crawford looked up towards a Ward over a Mayweather in the sense because of the way they carried themselves? Like you said, the villain situation.
Well, you got to ask Crawford that question. You know what I'm saying? We can look at it and say, okay, well, yeah, he's like Ward. He's well spoken. He's not a shit talker. He's not that. But he could say he's the next Mayweather. You know, it's just different. You got to ask him that question. So,
are you getting up more for this fight due to the fact that you're going up head-to-head with Freddie Roach?
Say it again.
Are you like more inspired to like get up for this fight since you're going up against a legend of Freddie Roach?
No, I already beat Freddie Roach once before, so it don't mean nothing to me.
Did you agree with what Bob had to say at the conference yesterday, that more than just being champions, Terence and Andre Ward, they're carrying on that lineage of the African-American style? They're following in the footsteps of Ali and Leonard and those guys.
Of course, man. Because look at it. You guys look at the fighters back then, and Ali and Leonard in them time. Look at them fighters, and they'll look at Terence. You know, it was a bunch of fighters back then, but now it's just a handful of fighters like that now.
Does race still matter in boxing? It seems like race matters everywhere across the world, but does it matter in boxing?
It don't matter when you put them gloves on, because it's you and him going. You know what I'm saying?
But boxing's kind of like soccer. It's a really nationalistic or ethnic sport, it seems like, more than others.
Right.
Do you have a dream fight for Crawford in the future?
No.
Do you think Manny Pacquiao doesn't want any part of Terence?
Who?
Manny Pacquiao.
Who you say?
Some Filipino guy, up-and-coming kid.
Next question.
Why are you reluctant to talk about Manny? I mean, considering Terence might be fighting him next.
Because Manny's not the subject. You know what I'm saying? Manny's not fighting Terence for Saturday. So, you know, y'all keep bringing up his name like he gonna walk in the ring and take Postol's spot. It ain't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So once Terence get done with Postol, if Manny's on the table, then let's go get his ass.
Maybe you guys don't entertain the question of fighting Pacquiao, but have you sized him up yourself as a trainer for the future? Have you said
I've been to size him up.
What's your assessment of
I mean, I know how to beat him. You know, I know how to beat him. But you know, it's Terence gonna, you know what I'm saying. But it's the fighter gonna get in there and do what you say you do. You know what I'm saying. See, fighters, my thing is with fighters, just kind of coach them along in the scenario of the fighting that they doing. You know, you're not doing this right. You're not doing that. You need to do this more. You need to do that less. You know, so you might get popped in the mouth and you be like, shit, I ain't going back on that side. You know what I'm saying? So.
Can you share a little bit of that strategy, or is that something?
Let's see. I think that if we just concentrate on Postol, I wouldn't have to answer these questions, man.
Is Postol and Crawford a similar fight to Kovalev and Ward because they're facing tall?
On paper it is. On paper it is. But I believe in my heart, like I said it before, over in Scotland, that Postol is a runner-up Golden Glove type of fighter.
And how much is Terence and your team driven by accomplishment? Because everything you're all talking about could all happen as long as you just keep winning. But the fact of the matter is, you win Saturday, you've cleared out 2 divisions now, you're winning the titles twice within 3 years of Fighter of the Year, and we're getting to the point to where you're unifying things and, you know, building a Hall of Fame type career here in the early stages. How much is that accomplishment is driving this team and Terence in particular?
We don't even look at it like that. We look at it fight by fight. We look at it as the adversity that's stacked up against us going into the fight. We look at all you writers to write and have that doubt in there. We look at it like, okay, this writer think that we ain't gonna be able to do it. Well, we're gonna show him. I don't look at it. Well, we don't look at it as, oh man, we gotta go get this belt. Oh, we gotta be the unified champion. No, we don't look at it like that. Because if you get away from the task at hand, then sometimes you lose the whole perspective of the whole fight. You know? Just go get him. Go back to your room. Have you a drink. Get your ass on the plane. Go home. Get back in the gym Monday. Come Monday afternoon when I'm in there working with the kids, and the team is in there, the other coaches in there, Terence will walk in there, and then we might say, damn, dog, just won the lineal title. Oh damn, I forgot it. When they gonna sit my belt? You know, so that's how we look at it.
Is there any problems making 140 pounds for Terence?
No problem.
Was 135 getting hard?
Yeah, towards the end was good.
How do you, was it a collective decision in the sense of when Crawford has decided not to speak to certain media, and what do you take to the media that's obviously he's outcasted? What do you take to that decision, and how do you feel about the media overall?
That's Terence's decision. When Terence get down here, you can ask him that question. I can't comment on that because that's something that Terence is dealing with. So once you get here, you can ask him.
Hey Brian, they've talked about Postol likes to work off the jab, and Crawford's so good from the outside, counter punching. Do you see it? Do you see the fight as a tactical fight from the outside?
I see it tactical the first 4 to 5 rounds. You know, but after those rounds, man, I think I believe in my heart, Terence is just going to take it and run with it.
Yeah.
Will the fight heat up at that point after 4 or 5 rounds? Fans get their money's worth?
You can't. I can't really say so. I can't really say yeah because Postol don't like to interact. He don't want to sit there and take blow for blow. He want to get his shit and then go. You know. So if you cornering, he gonna either hold, you know, or try to pop you and then go. But I don't think it's gonna be. You know.
All week long, all anyone's talked about Postol is his jab. Do you guys kind of get tired of that? Like that's the only thing that the people can think of that maybe is his advantage over Crawford.
You know what? You know what? I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Everybody that talks about anything that Postol could do that maybe be a hindrance to Terence is throwing fuel on the fire. That's all he's doing.
That's the only thing people seem to be bringing up though.
It's throwing fuel on the fire.
But Brian, wouldn't you guys find a way to build the fire? If we were giving him no credit, wouldn't you guys be saying, see, they're already getting ready to take credit away from us, say we beat a nobody?
So you have to find anything that's going to push you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're going to have to find anything that's going to push you. Talk about his jab, which Terence say, you ain't talking about my jab, I'm going to show you. So in his mind, I'm going to show these I got the better jab, which I believe he do. He could jab from both sides. Can Postol jab from both sides? No.
It seems like that's what a lot of the great athletes do. They'll turn anything into motivation.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they're supposed to do.
Is there an advantage to the fact that we haven't seen how Postol can deal with a left-handed guy, and when your guy goes that route?
Well, he you know what? Actually, Lundy turned on him.
Yeah.
Lundy turned on him. Hey, and he was kicking his ass. He was kicking his ass. So, hey, don't be surprised if Terence turn early or if he come out left-handed.
Did you see the Lundy fight with Postol?
Yeah, I studied it.
What did you think of that? It seemed like Postol struggled with him a little bit.
He did. He actually struggled. And you know Lundy's the one of those rough, tough Philly fighters want to get in your face, want to try to take your will away from you. Postol would not sit there and trade with Lundy. That's why I go back and say he don't want to interact. He don't want to bite down like some fighters do and say get up off me with punches. You know, get up off me by holding or running or have the referee say break.
Terence did that against Gamboa. It seems like when the going gets tough, he'll force those exchanges.
Right. That's called biting down.
Is Terence always relaxed? Because I saw him yesterday. He was joking around, laughing, smiling.
Yeah. That's good. That's good for me. Shit.
It seems like it's just another day for him.
That's all it is, man. Another day in the office. You gotta take that approach, man. You can't let y'all, the TV, all of this. You can't let it get to you. The lights and lights, camera, action. Can't let that get to you. Then if you get to you, then you out your rim. Then you messed up.
Was he always like that since the amateurs?
All the time.
It helps, right, that you guys have all been with each other for so long that you're a group. It's not like he's gone out and he's hired some trainer he hasn't worked with before. Right. You guys have been through all this together. You must help each other keep calm and ground.
Yeah, we do. And don't get me wrong, we do talk about it. We talk about it in camp. You know, we prepare ourselves in camp. We prepare ourselves for days like this. Like, for instance, just say if you guys, Tony Boone got upset with me because, just say for some reason, and I felt like he was threatening me. I got my security over there. right there. You see that? He's ready to go. So we've been pairing and cat. No. No, we've been pairing, man. We talk about it, man. You know what I'm saying? The success Terence is having now.
Oh, you have Tim? Okay.
We've been preparing from this since he was 12 years old.
Are you gonna give me Tim now? Because I just want to.
And Midge always told me, never let nobody get your fighter. So like after the gym and it's 8:30 and it's a summer day, summer hours, and nobody don't really want to go home. You know, we used to practice little stuff like, you know, sir, would you like to come to my gym? You gotta talk to my coach Bomac, you know. And from that day, it helped because you had guys coming there trying to take him away or try to take him to different gyms. Talked about we acted out being a world champ. We acted out being a linear champ. You know what I'm saying? You know, just playing around. And what it did was it's just preparing for what he's going through right now. Any more questions?
It's Tracy from Urban. They know it. Good. I have ready for you. Are you set to taping at 11?
Yeah. Bud was talking. He's tailor-made for him.
Second question is, you guys had a fight after that. Why do you believe
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with y'all, and they say that maybe I shouldn't say the things I say, but I think he's in it for the money. I really do, because he had ample time to have a fight. What's that, 10 months? He had ample enough time to fight, and it just take a defend his title, maybe a 14th rated fighter, or go back over to where's he from? Ukraine. Go back over Ukraine, defend his belt over there. But he wants to jump. He got $90,000 from Matisse. Now he stands to get $600,000. I believe it's guaranteed. I'm not sure. Don't quote me. $90,000, $60,000. That's a big ass gap. And for not to fight in 10 months, either something's wrong with his body, or he's waiting for a payday.
But you think part of it too is that HBO supports and promotes Terence a lot more, so there was more demand. They wanted him back in February, where maybe Postol, it's like, yeah, kind of take it or leave it. You know what I mean?
Say it again.
Like HBO pushes and markets Terence more
right.
than Postol, so they wanted him back sooner. They brought him back in February, or maybe they didn't have quite the same motivation to bring Postol back on their network. There's only so many days.
Regardless what HBO wanted to do, it's the fighter and his manager, what you guys want to do, because it's a network over there. What is that, Sky Sports over there? Sky Sports, because it easily did. We got us a world champion now, just like Kovalev just did. He went over there, but he took HBO with him. So even if HBO didn't want to promote the fight, he could have had Sky Sports, buy the fight or something like that. So to me, realistically thinking, this is just my opinion. I believe he's cashing out. I believe he's looking at it for the check. I think the most he got was $150,000 step aside money for Danny Garcia. $150,000 to $600,000, and then a little something on the back end. Oh man, come on.
He said that it wasn't easy to make this fight. It took about 6 months or so. Is that true?
It ain't true.
I think a lot of fighters wouldn't have went through with this fight, would have priced themselves out, guys in Terence's position.
It's just look at the fighter. It's the fighter itself. You know what I'm saying? I know Terence he's like, fuck it, he just want to fight. But I'm not gonna fight for free. You see what I'm saying? So.
Do you think he would maybe, because he said, I'm willing to make sacrifices, would he maybe sacrifice, he'll take the $8 million, while the other guy would turn the fight down for $10 million? Is that the kind of guy Terence is?
Yeah, this is what Terence do. This is what he loves, This is his job, So